Good afternoon everyone, and welcome back to the Rah Rabbit. We hope that you are all doing okay. Understandably, 2020 hasn't been the easiest of years between the lockdown and all of the protests we're seeing at the moment and all of those massive changes. A lot has been going on, and it's understandably a lot for people. So wherever you are, we hope that you are managing to keep yourself safe and that you are doing okay. So I wasn't really sure about this video. I was kind of in two minds, or I suppose you could say several minds, about making this, because I wasn't really sure if I'd be able to get my point across as succinctly as I would like, and also I just didn't want to potentially add any more negativity, maybe, considering that quite a lot has gone on in the online DID community this year. There has been a bit of unrest. There's been quite a few things there, one of which is Trisha Paytas. She first came out as a trans man and then proceeded to come out and saying that she had dissociative identity disorder. And as a trans man with a working diagnosis of dissociative identity disorder, all I can really say about that is, oh Trish.
No, baby, no!
So talking openly online about anything, involves a great deal of risk. And I think particularly with DID, it's still seen as quite a controversial topic. A lot of people still don't believe that it exists, or they just haven't had exposure to the right kind of information about the disorder. And so it's very difficult to talk about it openly when there's a massive chance that you won't be believed. And particularly when it comes to making content online, a lot of the time smaller channels or smaller content creators get drowned out, and really you have to kind of either follow trends or play the algorithm game, in order for your video to be seen. And I've noticed with a lot of the channels, a lot of DID channels, the videos that get the most views and make the most impact are Meet the Alters style videos. And now for me, this is something that I don't feel comfortable making. I should just say now that the content creators who have made those kind of videos, I don't in any way think that they have exaggerated it or put it on for views. I don't think that at all. I think that the reason these videos tend to do so well is because I think the vast majority of people who click on those videos are doing it kind of out of entertainment. They just want to see something unusual or bizarre, whether there is malice in their intention or not. I kind of feel like, I don't know, I'm kind of a little bit uncomfortable with what the intention of the audience might be. So for me, that's not something that I want to do, or that I feel comfortable doing. And as well as that, the way that things work for me, I wouldn't be able to sit down in front of a camera and get each individual person to come forward and speak. It doesn't work like that for me. And I'm not saying it works like that for other people who have made videos about their DID. But if I was to try and make one of those videos, I feel like I would be doing it for the wrong reasons. I don't want people to come to my channel. Well, obviously I want people to come to my channel, but I want them to come for the right reasons. And I don't know. The thing is as well, a good thing about those videos is that, even if people come along just to kind of see something entertaining, they might actually learn something and stick around. So of course those videos can be greatly beneficial. And again, I feel the need to stress that, because I know that having a disorder like this, it's hard to get people to believe you. So I understand that, I don't want it to seem like I am being negative towards these channels at all. For one thing, I think if your system is comfortable being on camera, then that's great. Vlogging or doing video journaling is a great way to work through things and to heal. And I think if you are comfortable letting other people in on that journey as well, then that's great. More power to you. But yeah, I think it's just, I'm not going to make a video like that introducing each individual person, because I feel like I'd be, I don't know, maybe exploiting them a little bit. A lot of them probably don't want to have anything to do with what I'm doing here. I think if any of them want to make themselves known, they can do it in whatever way that they feel comfortable with. And I think as well, because my channel isn't solely about DID, I don't want people to be constantly, trying to figure out who is on camera at the moment. I don't want that to become the main focus. I will say that for the most part, I am me, Max. I predominantly have control, and when the other guys come along, sometimes they are just as voices that I hear that kind of tell me things and guide me, I guess. Or sometimes it's like I'm in the driver's seat of a car, my body being the car, and they are in the passenger seat, and we're two people in the body kind of taking control, but for the most part I have executive control, if you know what I mean. That's how it works for me. But if any of them ever were sort of more in control than me, they still pretend to be me, if you know what I mean. So again, maybe it might not always be me on camera, but they're not gonna come forward and say that it's them, if you know what I mean, because again, we're trying to just function as one person, I guess. And unless we are comfortable with a specific person or a specific group of people knowing who is out, we're not going to do that. This isn't to say I might not ever introduce them in that way in the future. Again, it really depends on what we all decide to do. But yeah, I don't want, even though I'm going to be making content about DID, a lot of it is just going to be kind of informative, educational stuff, not necessarily personal. Obviously, I do my lucid dreaming work, and a lot of that explores my alters or my voices, and so I guess that's primarily where my focus is. So yeah, I'm not going to make any videos that are focused so heavily on my alters or my people or my parts or whatever word I'm going with, because I just don't feel like that would be the right thing for me to do right now. So yeah, I really hope that I haven't made it sound like I'm against people who make Meet the Alters videos and have their alters very present and very forward, because not at all, that isn't, that's the point that I really want to stress. It's just, for me, I don't feel like that would be the best thing for me to do. I'm worried about the intentions of my audience. Obviously, it's, I think, a good idea to have, some level of privacy about this, obviously. I guess another thing that maybe bothers me a little bit about being so open about my guys and, allowing them more freedom to do things is, I've kind of seen other DID channels and their fan bases, and sometimes I feel like the fans kind of treat the alters like soap opera characters, like they've got a favourite one. And for me, I don't know, I maybe that makes me feel a bit uncomfortable, because this isn't a soap opera, this is my life, and there's only so much that I really want to make public, I guess. So yeah, I really don't know if I have said everything that I want to say. Again, I get kind of my head can kind of get a bit foggy as I go on, and I'm aware that there are kind of them in the background a little bit at the moment, but yeah, that is kind of what I wanted to say. As I said, I could always change my mind about things in the future. I guess it depends on my level of comfort and what I want to put out there. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you would like to support me on Patreon, you can. There is a link to that in my description, as well as all of my social media links and so on. So thank you very much for watching. I have been Max, aka the Rara Rabbit, and I'll see you in the next video.